Second decision bias that we should be aware of and also try to protect ourselves against is what we call the bias of considering too few options. Sometimes we frame a decision in terms of several options, and sometimes that's not always the complete or the correct way of framing the decision. What do I mean by that? Have you ever heard somebody think about what type of car they want to buy? They might ask themselves, should I buy a Toyota or should I buy a Honda? Well, maybe the right question to be asking yourself is, should you even buy a car to begin with? You see that? So changing the frame or creating a third option kind of helps you expand your possibilities a bit and really think critically about what you should be doing in the first place. So you started out with a simple choice. Should I buy a Toyota or should I buy a Honda? In reality, you have more options than that. You might want to reframe the question and say, should you even be buying a car to begin with? Another example, should I take a vacation to Florida or should I take a vacation to California? Or should you save your money and not even take a vacation? Should I buy new AirPods or should I buy a new pair of sneakers? Or should I save my money and buy neither? Right? So it's a simple problem to understand, but believe it or not, correcting for this bias is actually powerful and really helps us reorient ourselves towards what our goals and what our values might be. So here are a few ways that we can protect ourselves from the too few options bias. Number one is we can consider opportunity costs. An opportunity cost is a cost, or it's something that you give up when you choose one thing instead of the other. For example, if you're listening to this video right now, there's an opportunity cost to this video. What is the opportunity cost? It's whatever else you could be doing with your time. If you're studying for an hour, there's an opportunity cost to studying for that hour. What is the opportunity cost? It's whatever else you could be doing with that 1 hour of your time. Maybe you can earn 1 hour's worth of salary. Maybe you can spend 1 hour with a friend. Maybe you can solve a problem that's important to you. So whatever you're giving up, whatever you're foregoing by studying for 1 hour is the opportunity cost of studying for that hour, right? It's what you're losing by spending the hour studying. And if you consider what those opportunity costs are, it might help you protect yourself from the bias of too few options. For example, several years back, there was a study that was done in, I forget which college it was, but these researchers were trying to figure out how willing students were to buy a new movie for $15. And I think this was a Netflix movie at the time. And so they asked the students, would you buy this new movie for $15? And many of the students said, yes, I would buy the movie for $15. But then the researchers asked a different group of students a slightly different question. They said, would you buy this new movie for $15 or keep your money? And just by adding that second piece to the question, or keep your money, many fewer students decided to buy the movie. More of them decided to keep the money in their pocket than to actually buy the movie. So just by highlighting the opportunity cost, by reminding people what they're giving up by buying the movie, they were able to get more students to feel, maybe I should actually keep my money. So highlighting the opportunity cost reminds you that you're giving something up and protects you from the too few options bias. For example, a practical way to do this, if you're considering whether to buy new AirPods or sneakers, as we said, instead of saying, would you buy new AirPods or new sneakers? Maybe you say to yourself, would I buy new AirPods? Would I buy new sneakers? Or would I keep my $200? The other way you can protect yourself from the too few options bias is what we call the vanishing options test. And this is exactly what it sounds like. It's asking yourself, what would you do if the options in front of you disappeared? How does it work? Well, let's put it to the test. Would you buy new AirPods or would you buy new sneakers? Well, pretend that you can no longer buy the AirPods. Assume that the AirPod option just vanished out of thin air. what would you do now? Would you say, I guess I'll buy the sneakers? Or would you say, you know what? I really don't need the sneakers. Let me keep my $200. And then you can take it a step further and say, pretend you can't buy either the AirPods or the sneakers anymore. What would you do now? Well, this might force you to say, you know what? I just realized I could probably save the $200, or I don't really need AirPods or sneakers to begin with. I can donate the $200 to charity, or I can volunteer to give it to a family member who needs it more than I do, or I can celebrate a special occasion with friends. But it forces you, the vanishing option test forces you to really get serious about your values and about what matters to you before you make your decision, right? So the next time you hear yourself saying, should I do A or should I do B, ask yourself if there's an option C, and maybe that option C is, maybe I should do neither.